Draco turns to face his father, his expression twists with fury as his eyes flicker down to see his father's arms around my waist, but he doesn't say anything. He just shuts his mouth like a trap and looks back at Jenny with a face that's slightly green. Neither Bellatrix nor Avery are listening, however. Bellatrix strides over to Avery, crouching down next to him, and smiling down into Ron's face. "You know what you have to do, Weasley," she whispers. "We want you to fuck her." My heart shatters for Ron as actual tears start to roll down his cheeks. I try to struggle again to help him, but Lucius keeps his grip on me strong. "Listen to me," he whispers in my ear. "You cannot do anything to save them. They'll stun you in a heartbeat as soon as you reach them." "Please, you can't mean this," Ron whimpers. Bellatrix gives a horrible, high-pitched giggle. "Oh dear. You are having trouble, little boy." Both of her and Avery force him to sit up, pulling his shirt off of him before he can force to lie down again. As Avery holds him down, Bellatrix's shaking hands drift down to his belt buckle. "Perhaps we should help you." I twist and turn in Lucius's arms, trying to break free. "Please, stop this! You can't possibly—" Lucius' hand clamps over my mouth, stopping my words. His arm crushes into my waist. "Just wait," he whispers into my ear. "Wait. Wait. What is he talking about? Wait for what? Why does he want me to see this?" Ron actually starts sobbing as Bellatrix undoes the buckle on his belt. "Please, I can't. Listen to me. I'm begging you, please." Avery holds up his hand in a gesture to Bellatrix, who slowly removes her hand from Ron's belt. "What did you say?" Avery asks. "I said I'm begging you. Please, don't make me do this." "Well," Avery drawls, his voice laden with mocking. "If you're going to beg us, then that's a different matter entirely. Reverence, where it is due, is the most worthy trait. I've always thought." Avery and Bellatrix both laugh as they release Ron, standing up and stepping away from him. He looks up at him, as if he can barely dare to hope. "We'll let you off this time, Weasley," Avery says, "but believe us, should your parents defy us again, then, next time, you will not be so lucky." I can barely breathe for sheer relief. Oh, thank God, thank God! Lucius's arm loosens around my waist. Avery walks over to Jenny, whose face is wet and shining with tears. He points his wand at her stomach, and the golden light spreads out over her wound, sealing up the cut, but still the blood remains. He crouches down next to her, taking hold of her wrist. "Fine incantatem." Say that with a bit of an English accent. "Fine incantatem." It's very hard to say in a regular word. I'm sorry. This is weird, because you never hear them say it in an American accent. You know what I mean? Fine incantatem. It's weird. Anyways. Things you know that you don't know. She stirs from the ground, but only slowly. He grips onto her wrist and remains as she sits up fully, looking up at him in terrified silence, her face pale and exhausted. He puts his wand to her temple and pulls it away, withdrawing a long, silvery string substance from her head. It wraps itself around the tip of his wand as Jenny watches it with oddly unfocused eyes. Lucius unwinds his arm from my waist completely. I chance one look at him, but he doesn't look at me anymore. He keeps his eyes steadfastly on Avery, watching him with a tiny frown on his face. I move my gaze back to Avery, who places the memory into a small bottle he pulls out from his robes, pushing the stopper into it once he's finished. Jenny watches her memory swirl around in the bottle, her eyes like big dark holes. Perhaps she wouldn't have been as strong as I thought, after all. Avery watches her, his face devoid of expression. "We shall now return you to your home. We have no more need of you. When you see your parents, give them this," he says, handing the small glass vial, "and make sure they see it. Do you understand?" She looks up at him and takes the bottle in her hand, and her lower lips tremble as she nods, slipping the bottle into the pocket of her robes. Avery steps back from her and aims his wand at her chest. "And tell your foolish parents not to defy the Death Eaters again. Not if they want to keep their children safe." He flicks his wand at her. "Stupefy!" Jenny slumps down as the jet of red light hits her, the bright red hair falling over her face. Ron chokes out a sob as he falls on his sister's unconscious body, pulling her up to him and holding her in a fierce hug. I gulp heavily, my breath coming out in short bursts as tears well up in my eyes again, unseen by anyone, and so light I can barely feel it. Lucius's free hand brushes briefly against mine, down by my side, where no one can see. Aww. Sorry. It's adorable. In every way. And by that I mean that chapter is fucked up. Fucked up. Fucked up. Just keep saying it. It's fucked up. It's not as fucked up as that one fan fiction I read. Remember with the head and the Why did I just do that to myself? That was a war flashback, guys. Whoa. Okay, anyways, but not as gross as that, but damn, boy. Oh, by the way, the next chapter is awesome. This is continuation. It's the same exact. It's scene for scene next, so don't miss it because it's awesome. It's he I don't know. They're in his room, and it's adorable. Yeah. So next chapter, yay, 29 Frozen.